Mr. Pro. I'm doing it.
Monk on the beat.
We see Biafra agitation in Nigeria. We see another agitation in Cameroon. Many people have been killed. What do you think that should be the responsibility of the African Union here when it comes to all these agitations now?
The responsibility of the African Union is to protect the lives of Africans. In a normal circumstances, African Union should have sanctioned Nigeria for violating the African Charter. Now you see that all these things are not being done because there are people behind the bars pulling the string. If you can remember that Africa as a continent is still under secret colonialism, of which some call it neo-colonialism, but I will call it secret colonialism, because in Africa today, all the people that are serving the people, that are ruling the people in Africa, are the princes of the colonial masters. So these are the reasons why you see that people are crying for self-determination in Africa. The same way people are crying for self-determination in Europe. In Europe, they will give them referendum to determine for the people to have their say. But in Africa, Africans are never allowed to have their say. Rather, Africans are suppressed and killed and incarcerated so as to make sure that you do not seek for that right to self-determination. So, in general, in Africa, the people ruling in Africa are the princes of those that enslaved Africans and killed Africans.
Mr. Kalago, thank you, because we can see where you are going, because you are saying here that the colonial masters are still influencing African leaders. Yes. And that is why Africa is failing. That is why we see a lot of crisis in Africa. Yes. And again, we see poor development in Africa, or poor civilization in Africa. And when you look at it, you see that African leaders are moving the resources in Africa to Europe, to America, to other countries around the world. You go to their foreign banks account, then you see a lot of huge amount of money. Some of them have billions of dollars in their foreign banks. Do you think that colonial masters tell them to move those money to their foreign account? Well, what I we must be straight here, so that people will understand whether the colonial masters are the problem of Africa or African leaders. We have to get it right here.
First and foremost, African leaders and Africans, we are our own problem. Secondly, the colonialists are also our problem. Why are they our problem? If you look at France, for instance, you see they have West African French, they have East African French. If you go to Cameroon, the money they use, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Congo, all those French countries, they use franc CFA. That means the money is issued from France. And they have what they call CEMAC, CEMAC, whereby they regulate the activities of money regulation in that French West Africa, in French East Africa. The same thing is applicable in West Africa. What is the essence of this? The essence of this is that the French as a country is still regulating the economic activities of those French African countries.
The weakness we see here is from the leaders in Africa.
Yes, from the Africans, not only the leaders. Because if the leaders are not doing the right thing, the followers themselves should revolt and they put the leader in order.
What do you say when it comes to development in Africa? How do you think that African Union can change the world right now? This is what we want to understand.
For African Union to change the world, African Union must implement her own law. Because without an effective law and her implementation, a society can never progress. So now it is a challenge on the African Union to implement their laws to the letter.
Thank you very much for that. What it tell African Union right now to prevent wars in Africa? Because when you look at Biafra agitation, Biafran people are not going back from their agitation. Biafran people are ready to do anything, making sure that the Biafra is restored. We see in Cameroon what's going on in Cameroon. What it tell African Union to prevent war, to prevent underdevelopment in Africa, to prevent the destruction of civilization. What they say right now, we want to direct African Union on what to do if they have forgotten.
What African Union should do is to implement her own law, respect the rights of indigenous African people. If there is anywhere in Africa where there is an agitation for freedom, African Union must give 100% support to such agitation.
So what do you think that African Union should do to those governments that are oppressing the indigenous people that are agitating for their freedom right now?
The African Union must sanction them. They must be sanctioned. Okay. African Union should not welcome all these countries that is violating the African Charter, like in Cameroon.
Yeah.
African Union should suspend Cameroon and give them sanctions. African Union must suspend Nigeria and give them sanctions for violating the African Charter. For African Union to maintain peace in Africa, the only thing to do is to give their support to every agitating self-determination movement in Africa. That is the only thing that will guarantee peace, stability, freedom, and prosperity in Africa. Because if you check from the onset, you see that all these problems in Africa, all these killings, all this war, they started from agitation. Just like the people of Biafra, we are agitating now, peacefully, only carrying our flag, and they are killing us. And you cannot expect us to continue to be peaceful forever. As long as we are being killed, there will be a time when we will defend ourselves.
Okay,
and that is the reason why you see all these challenges in Africa.
Okay.
So African Union must stop allowing any government that is suppressing the people. African Union must live up to her responsibility to stop all these killings and all this mass migration out of Africa.